Welcome to another episode of the Waffle Shop podcast. Today I'm joined by, to be fair, my face is actually aching a little bit already from like smiling and laughing. Content creator, I'm not going to say the beauty word, but skincare connoisseur is what I'm going to say. James Allen.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Waffle Shop.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. It's literally like we've only been meshing for a few weeks, but it feels like it's been a long time coming for some reason.
I think this is how you know the conversation's going to be good, because I feel like if you kind of connect with someone straight away, you're like, right, don't talk to me, get in the studio, we'll have the chat, and then see what happens. I think I said it to you literally just before we hit the record button. As soon as we start, I was like, there's something funny there. Like, right, so you need to act on it.
Yeah, that's funny. What you said. So like last time when I got to Coventry, you were like, I was like, oh, should we meet for a drink? But also no, because that conversation needs to be
we'll have nothing to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the problem, especially now with like having the studio. Like when people get here, I'll sit down and like I'll have a conversation with them, and then I'm like, oh, we've just kind of already spoke about everything that I had on my cards.
It makes it hard to be organic then, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you feel like you're finding like filler words and like desperately trying to. I mean, I never struggle for a conversation. I'm not.
I can tell.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm in the right job.
Yeah.
To that, this all sounds very nicey.
Yeah.
But I do start each one of my shows with something called the Weekly Waffle that has quite frankly got on my tits, that once I've spoken about it, it makes me feel better. Sometimes it doesn't, and quite a lot of the times it doesn't, but God loves a trier. But what has pissed me off this week is trolls. Trolls. Not the kind that live under bridges, although some of their profile pictures look like they live under a bridge.
Or the blank profiles.
Yes, yeah. But you can still find them on LinkedIn. But yeah, I got trolled. I posted a video about like body positivity. I'm in my kind of like fitness era, like of swimming, gymming most days. And yeah, I posted about it. And then someone was like, you look like you eat a load of waffles. I was like, can you see me? Because I am. But it's just not nice, is it? You don't need that.
So how did that make you feel though?
Do you know what? I actually laughed, which I think it kind of shows where I'm at, like mentally, because I was just like, it was more sadness for them. Like the fact that you've got that in you to go out of your way to post on a video or comment on a video to say, like to comment on someone's weight. And you're just like, why?
It's like that quote, what a sad little life, Jane.
Yeah.
A sad little life.
I'm also a little bit jealous that you have that much like free time to be able to do that.
Yeah, even if I have something to say to someone, or I hate what someone's posting online, I would never go out my way to post it. What's the point in doing it? It's not a nice thing to receive that or to reciprocate that either. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would to have the energy to say something so bad about someone, even though, but you never know what day you're having. Like, you talk a lot about mental health, right?
Yes.
So if he did a little bit of, I don't know, due diligence and looked at what your content is, you maybe thought, maybe I shouldn't say that. He could be having a bad day, but clearly didn't.
No, clearly didn't. So I can't even remember his name. I can't actually remember his name, but he's a private chef on planes.
So he's a private chef on planes.
Yes.
All right, then let's air him out now.
Yes, I think his name. And he spelled it wrong as well. Like, if you're gonna like go at someone, like at least make sure like you've got like the grammar correct. His surname was Spalling. I think that's what the ironic thing was. His surname was Spalling.
Spalling.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he got it wrong. He said like, oh, you something about by eating waffles, but it was B-I. Unless he was being homophobic. So I feel like there's a double-edged sword here.
So when you sent that to me on Instagram, I literally thought, is he being like, this is a really good double entendre, to be fair.
Okay.
So he's saying you're bi, but also saying
fat and gay.
Fat and gay.
Right, okay, cheers. Sounds like my dad. Okay, that's a different. We'll join us next week for that one.
Yeah, I will be watching for that one.
Is there anything that gets on your nerves that you would like to get off your chest today?
Do you know what? Right, I'm a pretty chill person, but I think the thing for me, it's got to be within the gay community, right? I always get asked, maybe once, twice a week, but it really annoys me, why are you single? Or how are you single? And I get to the point, like I'm reading my phone, the message comes through, and I just go, I just don't know how to respond. Am I not allowed to be single? Do I not have the right to be young, free, and gay?
Single, yeah.
And single? It blows my mind because people almost feel like they have, because you look a certain way or act a certain way, you should be like snapped up, or you have to be in a relationship for looking a certain way. That's what I feel. It really winds me up, and I don't know how to answer that question without being an absolute dickhead and being like,
Yeah.
well, it's not going to be you.
If that's how you starting this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. That's something that gets me. All right. Okay, going to get into it.
It's already
Like,
started it.
like
That's
on Grinder, for example.
Okay.
Literally, I'm on there every now and again, not all the time. And in my bio, it literally just says, "Don't ask me what I'm into," because I think that's such an ick.
Into is in like
Sexually.
sexually. Okay, right. Yeah.
What are you into sexually? It's like,
Like
I
long
can't,
walks or
like long walks on the beach and then I don't know, sex on the sand dunes. I'm not going to say that, am I?
sand everywhere.
Sand everywhere, but that's not what I'm into. But it's like, it takes away the fun of the exploration of sexual partner as well by wanting to know every single kink.
Yeah.
To the point of, well, it's just getting in and getting it done, isn't it? It takes away that, I don't know, that chemistry, I personally think, as well. But also, it's quite an invasive question to ask. I know Grinder is Grinder, but you can still have some respect for yourself on there, because people seem to think because you're on there you have no respect, which is clearly not the case.
I think it's quite again, it's kind of like intrusive. I've never been on Grindr, so I can't say it, but from my experience of like the gay community, like so far, it is very much like very dismissive. Like there is a lot of people out there who are just kind of like myself, like I'm just like newly like exploring, find out what I do like, what I don't like, and then all of a sudden if you're having that kind of conversation, someone's shutting you down straight away, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I won't bring that up again. So it can be really kind of like damaging in a way.
Yeah, it can sort of shut you down, and especially like if you imagine just roguely going, yeah, I'm really into something really like X-rated or something, and then someone's like, oh, that's not for me, and then sort of it can give you that insecurity of like, okay, well maybe I shouldn't say that again. And they anyone who's asking that question just wants to know what position you are, I reckon.
Yeah.
Again, like,
but just ask that question.
Just ask that question. It's probably rich from me saying it, because there probably has been times in the past where I've been on the other end saying, what are you into, like all that sort of stuff. Because obviously when you are on there and you want to sleep with someone, that's what you see.
Yeah.
Is the end goal of sex.
Yeah. I suppose if you're, from what I know, Grindr is that app that you kind of, it's a quicker way of getting to that end goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can literally just, people will be like, doors open, anon.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And people will go and pursue that sort of stuff.
It's a bit of a thrill.
It is a bit of a thrill. I don't know. For me, I would be like, right, I'm going to be murdered. Like, I don't know. Face down, ass up. That's how I've died. Like,
thank you for Grindr for sponsoring this.
Yes.
Do you think there is a huge majority of gay people who aren't actually wanting a relationship? Because the conversations that I've had with people, like I went to Birmingham Pride recently, and people were talking about like, you know, relationships and they struggle, but then it's kind of like, but are you kind of doing the work to be in a relationship? I mean, I wasn't like judging anyone, but it was just more of the questions that I was asking, and then like my own kind of situations. And because it's like people want to be in a relationship, but not quite prepared to put the work in to be in a relationship.
Yeah. So I think you're speaking to someone who is trying to do the work to be in a relationship right now, definitely. So I get where you're coming from, but I get where other people are coming from. And I think dating apps and social media has become so polarizing anyway, because you have so much access to whether it's content on TikTok or Instagram or whatever else, and Grindr, you've got Tinder, you've got Hinge, you've got all these dating apps where you can have access to anybody around the world at a click of a finger. So it almost makes it hard if you are looking for a relationship, because maybe you think, oh, someone else might be better around the corner. Or it's triggering in the sense that you maybe are facing a lot of rejection because of that, I don't know, pool of fish, essentially, that people also have. Do you know what I mean? And if people are wanting to be in a relationship and really want to do the work, you will do the work. And if you just want to shag, you will just go and do what you got to do.
In a way, it's actually quite an easier thing.
In what sense?
Like, because from being on the other side of it, like only dating women for like a huge part of my life, there was a lot of chasing involved. There was a lot of kind of like, will they, won't they?
You've had it easy since you've been...
No, I mean, no. I mean, no, I'm not saying that. My mum listens to this. No, I'm not saying that, but I feel like beforehand it was very much like, oh God, do they like me? Do they not like me? Whereas within that community, I found like it's very almost like instant. It's almost like a very like instant hit of like, I don't know if it's like dopamine or like validation, but then it's also very quickly taken away.
In the gay community. you mean?
Yes.
I think that's because men know men.
Yeah.
Men know how to treat men, both well and not so well. And I think that's where that cat and mouse game can sometimes come in. So when I was in like a relationship, only ever had one relationship,
Yeah.
he used to say to me all the time when we were like sort of like almost at the end of it, basically, where's that chase gone? Where, you were chasing me, you wanted me, and you did what you could to sort of be with me. And I was like, because I don't need to chase you if I'm happily settled with you.
Yeah.
Why that chase can be in a different way, but it's not healthy to constantly be unstable 4 years into a relationship, because that's what it is. And when you're seeing someone, you're never stable until you maybe make it sort of more secure or exclusive. So the chase is nice, but it can get boring.
Yeah.
Do you not think?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Being very new to this world, I thought I would not play a little bit of a game, but like I've made a list of things
Yes.
that, people talk about like gaydars and stuff like that. And like people
Okay.
think, oh, that might be a little bit gay, or that person might be a little bit gay. So I thought I'd test it. I've listed a few things that I think that seem a little bit gay.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask your opinion to be like, okay, yeah, your gaydar's on the right beep, or
okay.
it might not be. So
Oh my God, imagine.
yeah, here's a list of things that I think seem a bit gay.
Okay.
So give me your opinion. Marshmallows.
You think marshmallows are gay?
I think marshmallows are a little bit gay. Like the flumps. I just feel like they're a little bit like,
A bit sus.
yeah, bit sus. That's the
Marshmallows are a
word.
bit
Marshmallows
sus.
are a bit sus.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
I guess, I don't know. You could just say marshmallows are a bit verse, aren't they? They can be used on a lot of things.
Yeah.
In a s'more, bit of chocolate, and hot chocolate.
Okay.
You can say a marshmallow's a little bit verse.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit free-spirited.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one. Paprika crisps. I think they're just a little bit spicy.
Bit spicy,
Like, yeah,
a bit
like a
of
little bit of a. It's not your normal go-to, but every now and again, if you just want that little bit of spice, it's like, oh, I'll have a pack of paprika.
The kind of crisps that if they had a body, they'd be like shaking all over the
Yeah.
place. Like,
Like a bit Bruno from Britain's Got Talent or Strictly.
Yes, I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full on bottom.
Yeah. Okay. So
Paprika
gay crisps.
Gay crisps.
Zebra.
A zebra.
Just the one. I don't know why I didn't say zebras. Just that one gay zebra that I saw.
So
Once.
you think zebras?
Yeah. I just
Okay.
felt like they were a little bit like a gay horse. No?
I'm so both. I don't know what to say.
No. I really wish I thought this through.
A zebra. A zebra is okay. Let's think. So we got unicorns.
Yeah.
They're like probably like queen of the gays in the animal
Yeah.
world. Horses can be a bit fruity.
Yeah.
Hung like a horse. Where
Yeah.
does that come from? Horses themselves, probably.
Exactly.
You've got Black Beauty. What are those horses called? Stallions.
Exactly.
Stallions are probably like straight presenting.
Yeah.
But secretly loves a little
Exactly.
bit of.
Yeah.
Loves to ride a horse.
Ponies.
Ponies are literally twinks. Of the
This is what I
horse
mean.
world.
See?
And
This
a
list is
zebra,
making sense.
Let's say, I get you. A zebra is definitely the anomaly.
Yeah. Do you not think it's just a bit of a
Maybe they're
flamboyant
like, maybe the
horse?
zebra is just a bit like, I'll be whatever I want to be.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to present as this color,
Exactly. Whether you like it or not.
whether you like it or not.
See?
And we love a
Stretching
zebra.
around like the plains of Africa, like this is who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, see,
Love it.
it's making sense now. So
I
you
do
get
hope the
getting the swing of it.
zebra is in the family of horses because I've just gone through.
Yeah, to be fair, I probably should have fact checked this before I did this. Next one, gilets.
Gilets are gay.
See, I knew it.
Gilets are
Knew
gay.
it.
Love a gilet, but I don't like it when like, well, I can just imagine like a middle-aged man who works in finance wearing like a Ralph Lauren gilet,
Yeah,
getting off the tube to somewhere fancy to work whilst he's on Grindr looking for his sub
see,
in a gilet.
so maybe I am good at this. Maybe I had it right all along.
Maybe you had it right all
Yeah.
along.
Next one,
Yeah.
gym shorts.
Gym shot. Oh. Right, okay.
Talk about gym shorts.
Do you want to talk about the length or the brands?
I think there's an argument for both.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sat here with my legs crossed with a pair of
Yes.
shorts at this place.
I get why they have to be a certain length because obviously being athletic and being quite the athlete myself, I understand it.
No, you are, yeah.
But I don't think some of them need to be that tight or that short.
They do.
That they do.
I personally,
Okay,
I think they
okay.
do. Why not? It's nice. Show it off.
But-
whatever you're,
But it's a bit. Is it a bit gay? Do you think? Gym shorts?
I can't say yes or no to that.
Okay.
I think gym shorts are fluid.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever they gotta do. They'll fit around whatever they gotta fit around to show
Okay.
it off. I personally think they'll do what they gotta do. Gym shorts are not gay, but just free.
Yeah.
Because there's honestly, being a gay man now, you can't say when you go into the gym, you look at those shorts and think, they look good.
No, I'm thinking, God, they don't need to be like that.
Do you really?
No.
I was gonna say. I love it. Like not a short.
Just there in the gym judging everyone.
Yeah, it's just everyone's gonna be.
Umbro.
Yeah, the gym you go to now, everyone's gonna be like panicking.
Yeah.
Look at the shorts.
Wearing trousers in the gym. Okay, this one's might be a controversial one, but I think depending on the style of them, they can be a little bit a bit fruity.
You gonna say a croc?
No, I like Crocs.
Hey, I thought you were gonna say a croc.
No, I like Crocs. Yeah, no. Crocs ain't gay. Jeans.
Jeans. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like obviously there's a wide variety of jeans. There's like skinny, wide-legged, boot cut.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're a little bit. If you get it right, obviously everyone likes a classic jean, but sometimes it can be a little bit like. I feel like you can tell a lot about someone by their jeans.
I don't think jeans are gay because I don't think many gay people wear jeans anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I never wear a jean.
Maybe this is
anymore.
what's happening because I'm just a bit like, well,
So I think a lot of straight. The thing right, let's go into jeans and then a minute. Men that wear jeans, they're like those brown work shoes on a night out. And you're looking at them and like, if they kick you, it's going to stab your arsehole. Do you know what I mean? They're like pointed like that. Simon Cowell got the shoes with the brown. What fashion sense is that? Come on, if you've got a wife or a boyfriend or something, please ask their opinion.
okay.
But anyway, jeans. I think jeans are full on straight.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got to be straight legs, skinny, anything. You know, like some men who are straight can wear skinny spray-on jeans.
Yeah.
But also, I think jeans are straight because they haven't got to be washed all the time.
Oh, okay. That took me a little second.
Yeah,
that
they're
did.
not. Apparently, the people. Someone said once. Apparently, this famous designer. My mum said this. A famous designer of jeans said, "Jeans are designed to not be washed all the time because of the color that they are."
Yeah.
So obviously, if you get them dirty, obviously wash them off. But that's why I think because a lot of straight men don't wash properly.
Yeah.
From experience.
We're not one to gossip on this
We're
show.
not,
We're
no.
not ones to gossip. Okay. How do you feel about lemon and herb spice from Nando's?
Lemon and herb spice from Nando's. I used to work for Nando's.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
for 5 years. Best 5 years of my life, honestly.
This is probably the wrong person to ask this question.
No, lemon and herb is gay.
Okay.
But
What
nice.
spice do you have?
Do you know, I really love Peri Tamer. Do you know what that is?
No.
Anyone who loves Nando's watching this now, you need to try this. It's called Peri Flamer. So you can have barbecue, Peri Flame. Peri Tamer is essentially a kid's sauce to
Right.
tame the spice because all chicken in Nando's comes with a little bit of spice.
Okay.
Because it's marinated, right? Bit of insider secret for you there. Peri Tamer
exclusive.
is barbecue sauce, essentially, right? Full of sugar. So if you want to be healthy, do not get it.
Yeah.
But I love to mix the sauces to be like, oh, can you do me Peri Flamer? And it's like a off-the-cuff menu order. So they'll know what it is.
This is like a secret
It's
little.
like a secret menu. They did bring it out for a little bit, and
Okay.
everyone went wild for it. But I do love a medium on certain chicken. And this is so boring, right? But other bits
No,
of
I'm
chicken,
lapping
I
this
love
up.
an extra hot.
Okay.
Like wings and like the chicken that's on like the grill.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? 'Cause
Yeah.
In, like in Nando's, we got like two grills called the front grill and the back grill. The front grill is where they literally
Nando's is
barbecue.
gay.
Yes, they do. There it
Nando's
is. Where they grill like the chicken on the bone, or the thighs, butterflies, anything like with skin on is grilled and barbecued to crisp it up.
Okay.
The back grill is just for literally like the boring vegan stuff or like the chicken fillets. Do you know what I mean? I probably just offended someone who said boring vegan stuff.
Yeah.
They've got a good array. Not that I work for them anymore, but I don't know where I was going with this actually. But anyway, depending on what grill it's cooked on, it's hotter in terms of spice and flavour.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so lemon and herb, back to the lemon and herb, full on gay, defo bottom, sub bottom, dom bottom, I would say. Like, it would like get in there and be like, you gotta ruin me. But also it tastes nice, so.
I feel like I've learned more in this past 5 minutes than I have.
That was
4
such a tangent
years.
on Nando's. So I don't know why I've just gone into that.
I love it. Okay, final one.
Yes.
And which leads me quite nicely into what I want to talk to you about. Skincare routines.
I I don't. It's a hard one. What, any skincare routine?
Well, I don't know because I didn't know the importance of looking after your skin until I got to like the age of 30 and people were telling me about like you should be wearing SPF every day.
Yeah, yeah.
All this kind of stuff. And I was just like, well, I'm not doing that. But then I started to really do like a little bit of like, I guess, learning about it. And I was like, well, no, I should be moisturizing. I should be kind of like taking care of this.
Yep.
Because I'm there whinging, like I've got bags down to like my chin and like
Yeah.
breaking out like all the time. I'm like, well, I'm not taking care
Yeah.
of my face.
So skincare is not straight, it is not gay, it is not bisexual. Skincare is nothing. Skincare is universal.
Okay.
Everyone can and should do it. I'm very passionate on men doing skincare and embracing skincare. It doesn't need to be like the most expensive or the most cheap. It doesn't need to be for men either. Skincare for men, I think, there's science behind it, but personally, I think the marketing's unfair.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. So I think skincare in general. Well, if you want, skincare's not straight because everyone should do it.
Yeah. Okay. I
think that was a good answer.
Yeah, no, that was great. That was really good.
Off the top of my head, what do I think? Halloumi cheese.
Yeah. I don't know. To be fair, I'm not a huge fan of that.
You're not?
No. Like, I just feel like in very small doses it's okay, but like it's
Yeah.
a bit too squeaky for me.
Yeah.
That I think it was the twink of the cheeses.
It is, because it goes in everything.
Yeah. It's
It
just
goes with a
really
lot of
squeaky. It's really like just, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah. What about, right, we all love, well, I say we all, I love avocado. What do you reckon about
I do like an avocado.
Do you think avocado's like straight or gay?
I feel like that's a bit of a swing both ways kind of situation.
reckon?
Yeah, because I feel like you can have it with anything. You know, you can have it like sliced, you can have it smashed. Like you can, it just goes with everything. It just it goes a little bit of everything.
All right, this question. We're going to sort of tell where he is in the field at the moment. A banana.
So I recently learnt something about bananas that they can, especially in men. I mean, my friend told me this could be utter bullshit, but I put a lot of trust in her. That they can cause gut problems in men, bananas.
So they're gay.
So I think they can
Because all men cause gut problems in other
gut
men.
problems. They cause stress, indigestion.
They can kill you.
Yes.
Eat enough, yeah.
And sometimes spiders lay their eggs in the bottom of them.
Yes, they do. Do you know there's literally a factory that when they get imported in, there are people who check for the spiders that are dead, that they lay, and they're massive. Did you know that?
Who does that as a job?
It's an actual job. So sometimes, one of my friends used to work in Morrison's, and they said that if you would like lay out all the bananas and like take them out, you could see like the dead spiders, and they'd be like this.
No.
Yeah, they would be like this.
Yeah. I feel like you just really ruined my day.
What, a banana?
Yeah. And also the whole eating them in public thing, I just feel like there are like a gay thing because I just feel like
Yeah.
it's like you're asking to be watched eating that.
That's not a problem with me. Like if I'm in one of my old jobs, my gay Bezzy with gay Bezzy, we, whenever I pull out a banana, I know he'd be watching me. So I put it in and just like turn a slightly look around and just
So
put
you
it.
know, it's a gay fruit. It's a gay fruit.
fruit.
It's a gay fruit. Let's talk about skincare.
Yes.
Like, where did that passion come from? Because it's quite. I've never spoke to another man about like skincare or anything. So this is actually the first time I'm having a full blown conversation, but not full time blown conversation. I've been hosting this for 4 years.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of
first time,
conversations, but about skincare. So I'm quite like excited to talk to someone who has like a huge passion for it. But where did it start?
Funnily enough, I think skincare for me started when I was young, probably about 14 or 15 in school. And I knew I was different, obviously being gay, and I just didn't know what those feelings were. And all these other boys to me just looked so much better, looked more handsome, like not handsome as such, but you know when you're in school, you look at someone and think, oh, why can't I look like them? Like they're popular, they're this, they got that something about them which you didn't. And that's what I felt like. And I thought, okay, maybe I can invest in some skincare to enhance my looks, maybe see if that can... So I've always been interested in skincare. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. I just went and said, Mum and Dad, buy me the most expensive stuff here and there. Probably didn't even need it. Knowing what I know now, I probably didn't need anything that I was using. But it was just to try and enhance my look. So I'd always moisturize. I'd always like cleanse my skin and stuff like that, just to try and look better. But I wasn't doing it for the right reasons, if that makes sense, from a really young age. And then as I got a bit older, I sort of started to research a bit more into like what I need, why I need it, and just I love it. I
Yeah.
love doing skincare. It's the only thing that I will set time aside for every single
Wow.
day, morning and night. And a lot of the time it's in my content. So I do film with it, and I get a lot of stuff now. So I need to film with it a lot of the time, which is really, really cool. But that's how I got into it.
Do you know, I love it. I mean, not for obviously the reasons that you did, but it's quite clearly turned into like your
Yeah.
almost like your purpose in a way, because you kind of now you're educating other people on what
Yeah.
they should and shouldn't be doing. From a complete and utter novice, all I do is use a face wash. I literally use the set.
Strike
but-
one, he's called it a
yeah,
face wash.
cleanser.
That's it.
I cleanse, I moisturize, and I tone.
Do you
Not
use
in that
SPF?
order. No.
Okay. Strike
So
two.
yeah, okay. I'm not doing very well. Yeah, so I moisturize, I tone, I cleanse. Is that enough to be looking after my skin, or is there other things that I should be doing?
It's so hard to say. Like, I get so many questions on Instagram or TikTok in like the DMs where people don't want to ask those questions because when a lot of men questioning these sort of things, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for doing what you do. Like, it's really inspired me, but I don't know where to start. What do you recommend?" And my first question is, even though I'm not like a doctor, I'm not a dermatologist, I always say, "What are your skincare needs?" Because everyone's different.
Yeah.
So my skincare routine that I might post tomorrow might be not work for somebody else because of their type of skin. Is it oily? Is it combination skin tones, dry, things like that. So it's really hard to say if it's good or bad. I mean, if you could tell me the products,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So I
one.
use the orangey ones
Yeah,
that I don't know. There's like a
for men.
Yes.
For men, yeah.
L'Oreal for
L'Oreal
men.
for men. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know why I'm whispering. We're gonna
They're,
say.
they're the blue and the orange colours,
Yes.
aren't they?
So I use the orange one, and then every now and again I'll use that eye roller. But then
the hyaluronic acid plump thing. Yeah.
yes. So, but does it work?
Yeah. Over time, that's one of the most important things I say to people when you're getting into skincare. Give it time
Yeah.
and finish it. If you think, oh, this is doing good, finish the pot, finish the tube it comes in,
Yeah.
because so many people, like influencers, will be on there all the time talking about different bits of skincare, right? I will talk about skincare brands that come to me, but I will do my own routine religiously with the brands I want to use. I won't just use them and then just say, oh, whatever, because it's a waste as well.
Yeah.
So if it works for you, continue to buy that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an iPhone. Everyone loves Apple. You don't think, oh, I'm going to try Samsung for 6 months. You
Yeah.
just don't, do you? If it works for you, it works for you.
Do you have to get to a certain stage? Because I've found recently that my skin has become quite oily.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's what it's supposed to be doing because of the skincare, but I now have to use like these like almost like blotting papers just to kind of
Yeah.
remove like that little bit of a shine, especially like being like in the
Yeah.
front of the cameras and the lights and stuff like that. So I'm having to kind of like really take it seriously and kind of remove that shine. But then no one's actually ever told me that the shine's supposed to be there or if it's not supposed to be there. Or, do you know what I mean? This is why you have these conversations.
They're good conversations to have, and like from doing skincare so much more and working with brands and being educated on stuff, I have like a bit more knowledge as such. So, and that's another thing I want to say. Your skin can change and does change with the seasons as you age. So things that work for you a couple of years ago might not work the same because the ingredients might be different, or your skin just will react differently. And it is trial and error. And like a lot of things, you need to try and see if it works for you. And if it does, just stick with it. And if your skin is all of a sudden going oily, do your research into what those ingredients are, because there's a lot of skincare brands out there, which I learned recently, put a lot of crap, and it's
Oh, wow.
expensive skincare. There's so much rubbish in skincare that isn't needed, which can maybe have a negative effect on your skincare, even though it's promising something else. So a bit of insider juice. So a very well-known, I'm not going to say the brand, a
Yeah.
well-known beauty and skincare brand, and she says Darlings a lot. Do you know who she is?
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So one of her very famous creams only has like 0.3% of hyaluronic acid in, and like the industry standard for the UK needs to be 1% at least.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it's like anything on an ingredient list, whether it's food, whether it's makeup, whether it's skincare, it's in order of the percentages, right?
Yeah.
So water's always like the top one. So you got to be really careful with how you're using it and what you're using as well. I personally think. So going back to the oiliness, if you're using lights like this, which we got probably, they're quite bright. Like I have got a bit of makeup on just to like dull out any of the like tiredness I've got. I'd probably look shiny even though I've got powder on. So if you have got a bit of shine on your skin because you've got skincare, use a bit of translucent powder.
Okay.
And it'll get rid of that shine.
See, I knew this was going to be good.
Yeah, that's literally all you got to do. A little bit of powder on a brush, just get it off, and you'll be able to see it. It'll just matte your skin. And if you have got oily skin, a really good bit of advice, right? Do all your skincare, use SPF, and try and find a mattifying moisturizer because it goes into the skin, does all the same effects as the products that have all the active ingredients. And an active ingredient is something like hyaluronic acid, but when it dries matte.
Okay.
So like you can get products that are dewy, that give you a dewy glow, that sun-kissed glow.
Well, did you notice that you leant forward to like you went into like
and
the hashtag ad then dewy
glow? Yeah,
you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I do. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no.
I hope so. I feel like I went off on a tangent.
No, not at all. But this is why, and I said it to you before, like about like the whole kind of the premise of this podcast. It used to always be around like mental health. Like I've learned so much about my mental health by having conversations, not like this, but like around that kind of topic. Whereas now I'm kind of going into this phase of like the next level of my life and stuff like that. Like I want to learn about skincare. So why would I not have these kind of conversations? And if they go off on a tangent, then it's like perfect because it's just more information for me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why have you not invested in skincare?
So before I didn't feel like I needed to, which is not the good answer, obviously, to that. It wasn't until I really started to explore like different coping mechanisms, and especially when I really dived into my relationship with food and the impact it can have on your gut, your skin. Obviously, it all kind of plays a huge part in it. And it was one thing that I just almost used to neglect. I used to just crack on. Like, I never really used to wash my face in the evening. Like, if I would in the morning, like when I was getting ready for like work and stuff. But then now it's like, okay, the same way I would brush my teeth in the evening. It's like all these kind of stuff that I've started to see the benefits of doing it. So then when it got to a stage where I was like, well, actually you want to start, it was actually my mum. My mum has always used Clarins. She's always like, that's every Christmas, that's what she gets. So I think when I started to see like, considering the situation that she's in, her skin is almost like immaculate because she's still using these products, that I was like, well, I want to look good. Like I should be.
That's what it's about, isn't it?
I should be looking after myself.
And that's what it is.
Self-care.
It is self-care, and that's what I always preach. Like you said, if you brush your teeth and do your skincare, that's what I always say to people: brush your teeth, do your skin. Why can't you do it? I haven't got time to do 10 minutes. Don't take 10 minutes.
I've got 10 minutes. You'll make 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can make 10 minutes, or if you only need 5 minutes, and give yourself 5 minutes. But there is aspects to it that I think go deeper, and that's why I am passionate about it, because it opens up conversations of self-care, of mental health, of, are you looking after yourself in all aspects? What are you missing? I know there's been times in the past year or so where life has been really busy, or life has been lifing because of, things have been going really well, and then you just neglect things that I've noticed. Like, I'll sit there and think, I can't be bothered to do blah, 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 blah. I can't bother to do my skincare. And I think, well, hang on a minute. You talk about it all the time. You're not going to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
Why can't you give yourself that time to do what you want to do? And it's nice to look good, but it's also nice to give yourself that time. There's different facets of it. And I really do think that it's so important to have for men to have these conversations, regardless if you're gay or however you identify them, because people just don't talk about it enough.
No, I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. When life be lifing, and things do get a little bit much. You told me before we hit the record button that you've had like 4 or 5 days away from home, and you're not quite home yet. Obviously, there's a few things that obviously you're going to like after we've like finished recording. When things do get a little bit manic, obviously I know like you've got your skincare. What else do you lean on to kind of get you through that kind of that busy period?
I think it's going to sound really cringe. I've done a lot of work into it, but I trust the process. So whatever is coming my way, and whether I'm away for 5 days, and it's really cliche, isn't it? But sometimes you are like, I miss home, or things like that. I just think, I just tell myself it's just a temporary feeling, and I trust the process and why I'm doing it and why my life is busy. And like, I think life has given me interventions in the start of this year and made me slow down for a number of months because of it just gave me health issues, which I'm all good now. But when it comes to coping, I guess, in terms of missing things or life is life, in music and podcasts are definitely a big thing for me as well. I do speak to my friends and family, and I just have a good laugh with them. Like, I've been lucky to have never suffered chronically with mental health, if I'm honest. I've had spats here and there and suffered with maybe a bit of stress or anxiety and maybe a bit of depression at some point, but I've never had anything chronically, and I'm very lucky and blessed on that. But the thing that keeps me motivated and keeps me going every day without fail, every single night, no matter what time it is, I write in my journal, I manifest.
Yes.
Every single night.
Okay.
And I'm really big into it, into spirituality, because my mum and my sister are both mediums. They can speak to spirit and do
Wow.
tarot readings. And I'm really a big believer in it. So I speak to my family who have passed away in the spirit world, and I'll just say, this is how I say it. I go, Nan, Granda, Dredge, Grandma. I do, it's almost like a prayer, and I say, thank you for guiding me and helping me, and just please keep me on the right path and keep me grounded. Because sometimes if you're not grounded, you can fly off the handle, can't you? And then be like, whoa, hang on a minute, I'm depressed. I've put loads of weight on. I look like shit. I've been life in, but I don't really love the journey at the moment.
Yeah.
So it keeps me still.
Feet on the ground.
Yeah.
I love everything that you've just said, because there was it was last year for me that I had almost like a year of that, and it's only really been like now that I'm coming through the other side of it and being like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm trusting the process, and it's so refreshing to have these kind of conversations. So there's just
Yeah.
that little nice reminder that you are on the right path, like you're doing the right things. You just need to kind of put that little bit of work in, whether it's skincare, whether it's journaling, whether it's spirituality. Like if it gets you through those moments, you've got to keep going with it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to find what is your coping mechanism in a sense. Like health and fitness is a big coping mechanism for me. So I recently started, but I was a PT and fitness instructor as well. So I would do like my full-time job, all the content creation. I still go and teach fitness and help people who wanted to better themselves physically and mentally. But exercise is still a big one for me now, and it's almost like a prerequisite. I don't do it to this. I want to look good. Don't get me wrong. Like I'd love to have like a bit of a bigger chest, a chunkier leg, or something. But the fact it just makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
And from a PT perspective and an instructor perspective, I know people are so scared into the gym for the first time to do exercise because they think, what are people going to say about me?
Yeah.
Listen to me now. No one cares about you in that gym. If they're looking in the mirror, they are looking at themselves. And those 16-year-old boys who are taking too much creatine are flexing at themselves, not you. Do not worry. Walk in, and you just need to get over that barrier. I know it sounds harsh, but no one is watching. No one is watching you. And if anyone is looking at you, they probably fancy you.
Yeah. They're looking at your gym shorts.
Looking at the are your gym shorts okay? They're looking at your gym shorts. They're looking at you. And again, like, their gyms are safe spaces. No one is going to judge you. You might have that odd one person, which I've had it before, come up to me and tell me to do my technique in a different way. When I literally, he came up to me and said, you should do it like this instead. And like, he was younger than me.
Did I ask?
I said, I let him get on with it. I said, yeah, show me whatever. And he showed me the technique and I didn't do it. And he goes, oh, you should do it like this. Why aren't you doing it? I went, oh, I've got a bit of a shoulder injury. Because I didn't want to be that person saying, well, actually, I'm qualified to know how to do this.
Oh, I would have took him to school on that.
No, I said, oh, thanks for your advice. Appreciate it. But no, like, don't be scared to go to... I know we're going into a tangent on...
It's not, but it's one of the biggest things that have come from the show in general. And there's actually a song that I was talking about recently. I can't say the guy's surname, which is really rude of me, but it's by a singer called Michael, and it's called Scared to Start.
Okay.
And it's literally talking about these things of don't be afraid to start, because if you don't, like, one, you'll regret not trying, and two, you might not get... I think people are scared of success. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, they know that these things are going to be, like, good for them.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like we almost have this fear of doing well.
And reaching milestones is an interesting thing, right? Because you have... So the life that I feel like I'm living now is what I wanted to do when I was younger, and I didn't, and only just recently got into it. In the 27 years of my existence, only the 1 year of my life really have I felt like I'm doing what I should be doing. Being in it is great, but it's never enough. So it sounds cliche. Get comfortable, with being so uncomfortable because you can sit and be, you will stagnate no matter how. Beyonce is one of my inspirations, right? She, in 27 years of her career, has never said, I've done enough. I am at the pinnacle. Because she will push and push and push and push because she doesn't want to be comfortable. Not saying I'm Beyonce yet, but you've got to want.
Come into my studio.
Yeah,
Labeling yourself as Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm joking.
What I Kelly. I like Kelly, actually.
I love that you know Kelly. That
Yeah.
took me back a little bit. Nah, Kelly's great. Kelly's good.
Could be Michelle.
Could be Michelle. Oh yes, sorry. For who? No, I'm joking. Love Michelle. But yeah, it's like get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you want to
100%.
achieve something. Because health and fitness, right? You go into the gym, just because that person is maybe squatting a lot and got massive legs does not mean that they are in pain or pushing past the barrier that they are in their head.
But it's also they're doing what they need. Like, you don't know what's going on in their life to feel like that's their
Exactly.
one escape. The same way that we journal. It's the same way that people like swim. It's the same way that people lean on all these things. Like, just because they might be in a, like what you might deem like in a better physical position, like you don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
Yes, exactly.
So it's so important. And it's only been recently I've pushed past that little fear myself to be like,
and you don't.
this is for me.
Yeah, and you don't know why they look that way. Because 9 times out of 10,
It's Michelle trying to get out.
it's Michelle. Because 9 times out of 10, the people who have like these physiques have probably got a bit of trauma in the past that have made them think, okay, I need to get into the gym to change the way I look or to change the way I feel. And a good body and a healthy body is a byproduct of the work.
Okay, you're on fire with
Am
this.
I?
I'm fire with this. I first found you on TikTok talking about skincare, but then obviously I did a little bit of my research and a little bit of a nosy. And, you've been on TV,
Yeah.
you're doing all these things now that are very like public facing, like you're out there a lot more. Where does that confidence come from? Have you ever struggled with that? Or is all the work that you're doing now, like mentally, physically, externally, internally, I can't think of any more words to describe it, but like, has that always been there, or has it been quite a journey to get to that point?
To put it short, to do what I'm doing now is what I've always wanted to do. I love being in front of people. I love being on, whether it's on camera, whether it's talking to someone, whether it's hosting a show. Like I hosted Cardiff Pride last year. I don't know, like maybe 500-600 people. They're just the mic, off you go. No one prepped me. I thought, oh, all right then. So there was just after the show I was on, and the show I was on was called Rise and Fall. I literally went out there and thought, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to say. Because the show was all right. Not many people watched it. So I went out there and said, hi, I'm James. I'm from a show called Rise and Fall. If you don't know that, you'll know me from Grindr. And everyone started laughing. I thought, right, I've done it.
There you go. If you've got them in the palm of your hand at the start, like you're onto a winner.
But yeah, so in terms of confidence, it's definitely, I had no confidence in myself and probably until about a year or two ago.
Okay.
Really. And that is because in myself, like I could present so well how I looked, how I felt, because I would make myself look as good as possible, exercise as much as possible, have all the nice things in life, that I could afford and achieve. But I've never been comfortable until now. Okay. To sit you like my legs up. I'm wearing pink. I'm wearing white. Got a bit of makeup on. I'm not ashamed to say it. Where I used to be so shy, even though I came out when I was 20, I was still so shy to do things that were gay.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't like those connotations of it. Because in school, I wasn't necessarily bullied, but I was picked on for having friends that were girls, or my voice wasn't as deep as all the other boys, and like it was triggering because not triggering, but it is a bit of trauma in the sense that when you're in school, you're growing up, you're trying to figure out who you are. When other people are telling you what you are and you don't even know what that is, you deem that as bad. And back then, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I'm not 30, am I? Back all right. Sorry, no, I don't mean like that. Sorry, I'm trying to do the maths in my head really quickly. Even then, like it wasn't as accepting. It obviously was accepted, but it wasn't as accepting to be gay. Whereas like you have loads of kids now in school are like, I'm this, I'm that, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
So that was always the hardest bit, to have those voices outside of in my head still when I was that age. So to go on TV was
it's a massive step.
It was a massive step, but also that is when I had done the work to know, do you know what, I'm worthy. I want to be in front of people. My dream was to be on TV. I wanted to be an Oscar-winning actor. Didn't have any talent in acting, so why not try reality TV and just be myself? And let my personality do the rest of the work. And it did. And it took me, 25 years to work on myself. Oh, I say it took me 5 years. My rebirth is when I was 20 when I came out.
Okay.
It sounds really cringe, right?
But I don't think it is.
My rebirth is when I was at 20. So I've been gay for 7 years, and that's my life. The rest of my when I was, younger and stuff, I had to go through that to evolve to where I am now. So that's where the confidence has come from, because as bad as it sounds, I don't look at it like trauma anymore. I appreciate
The journey.
everything.
I think there's something incredibly powerful in those moments, and being like appreciative of the journey so far. Those down, like the things that we thought were going to be the huge obstacles in our life that were going to stop us in our tracks. There is something so powerful in being able to almost laugh them off now and appreciate the stepping stones. So I love everything again that what you've just said. There's something that you did say that has kind of like hit a nerve, with not in a bad way, but about like almost like going through that kind of growing up and people telling you what you should be. I genuinely think that's why it's took me so long to get to a point where I'm happy to explore. I'm happy to have these conversations of like my sexuality, is because I was almost playing a role that wasn't mine to play. So it took me a long time to get to that point of like, well, actually, I don't think that's what I want to be doing. And ever since I started having conversations like this, like exploring, like just being more honest and authentic to who I am, I rebirth.
There's nothing wrong with being 30, because I said, I'm not 30 yet. But
No, you did. You pulled the face. That's the clip I'll use.
But yeah, I think everyone goes through a rebirth in a sense, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically. Everyone goes through something where they're like, do you know what? I am doing what I want to do now. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. It really, really doesn't. And going back to what I said earlier, where I said, I've never really suffered with depression or anything as that such, or meant like, I've suffered with mental health, but I've never been chronic or whatever. I think that's because even when I was going through that trouble, I still was like figuring out myself in my own head and allowing myself to experience what I want to experience. I never shut off anything. So where people would be like, oh my God, James, are you gay? Because you have all these friends who are girls. Blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking to myself, well, if I am, if I say yes, what are you going to do now? What satisfaction you get other than, can't body him anymore? Even with that sort of stuff, I would still go home, and my family and my sisters would love me to like. I listened to Beyonce and Cheryl Cole and Little Mix. I loved it, that was the moments for me where I was like, I'm safe in this music. And my sister would buy me like Cheryl Cole albums and all that sort of stuff to allow me to just be who I want to be, and grow in those moments of listening to music. I still love Cheryl Cole, by the way.
Powerful, isn't it?
It's very powerful.
So powerful. To be fair, you've almost segued yourself into my last three questions that I ask each and every person on the show. Because I'm also a big believer in people having these moments soundtracked by like these songs that, regardless of where you are, they stop you in your tracks. So I purposely don't send these questions over to my guests, because I like to see the thought process. I like to see what is the first thing that comes into their head. But if there was a film made of James Allen, the journey so far, by the time it gets to the end credits, what song is playing?
So My Life Is Done. Like that's the biopic. It's really interesting. It has to be Beyonce, because as much as I love her because I'm gay, obviously, there's just so much in her music that I love. And it's actually, it's going to be my funeral song anyway, but this song will be at the end. It was I Was Here.
Oh.
By Beyonce.
Okay.
If you've not listened to it, anyone, if you don't like Beyonce, just listen to it. It's so powerful. Because she says something like, I want to leave the footprints in the sand of time. And like, yeah.
I don't know if you could see this.
Oh, you get it. And and that's how I want to feel, like personally and professionally, like to leave a mark, whether it's big or small, like for my family and my friends as well, and for the world. Like I want to make sure I've left that somehow.
I think that's probably the most beautiful answer I've had to that question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
The 4 album. It's It's very good.
It is the four. You know the song then,
yes,
do you?
Yeah,
Yes, you do
very
know
familiar
the
with the
song.
song.
You do know the song.
The signs were always there. The signs
Yes.
were always there. I took my ex-girlfriend to see her once. And yeah, she bought us a pizza. Beyonce, take great pleasure in telling that story
Why
over
did
and
she?
over
How
again.
did she? Sorry, hang on. How did she buy you a pizza?
So it doesn't. So we didn't bump into her in like kebabish or something. Basically, we were stood outside waiting to go in. Like she was doing a TV like special.
Oh, I know.
And
Was
we
that
went outside.
on TV?
Yeah.
The pyramid stage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were outside, and then she brought us out, but she didn't bring them out. But like, oh, thank you for waiting. Beyonce's bought you pizzas.
You were a lucky devil.
Yeah.
That was such a good performance.
And
She's
you know what's-
pregnant then.
Do you know what's funny as well? Like that was the girlfriend at the time. I went to see her in Tottenham last year. Not in Tottenham. No, I didn't.
wasn't
Went to
Tottenham.
Sunderland.
Sunderland,
Sorry,
yeah.
that was a complete utter lie. I went to Sunderland with the same, well, with my ex-girlfriend, who is now fully a lesbian. What a full
You were
moment.
beards.
Yeah, what a
Just
full circle
beards.
moment.
What
for
a
us.
full circle
Yeah.
moment. That's lush.
I can't imagine it takes you a lot to get you on the dance floor.
Yeah.
But what song needs to be playing to get James on the dance floor?
Right now, I can't relate because I'm a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Espresso by Sabrina
okay,
Carpenter at the moment
obviously.
literally gets me like I'm just like shimmying away wherever I go. If I'm like doing like a big squat track, not squat track, a squat session at the moment, literally Sabrina Carpenter's in my ears. So
it.
you can just imagine like me sweating, breathing really heavily. And in my head, I'm just like, I can't relate.
I'm working
The
late. Banger. Okay. Is there a song that you'd like to put in a box, wrap in chains, kick to the bottom of the ocean and never hear again? No beef. There's no beef with anyone.
There is no
but-
beef with anybody. I think anything by Jess Glynn.
Okay.
Anything by Jess Glynn, honestly, I don't know what it is. There's no beef.
There's
Honestly,
no
there
beef.
is no beef.
I'm
with
not
Jess
gonna like
Glynn.
pull
She-
her out behind the
Yeah,
curtain.
she's
She's
not
gonna beat you
DM'd me
up.
anything rude, but I don't know what it is. Like I had like some of the albums on my Apple Music for ages, right? And I only just recently deleted them all. You know when you have like loads of music, you know, I'll just skip. And I thought, no, I need to actively delete you because for whatever reason, as soon as I hear the first second of any of her songs, I literally am like, stop it. It makes you just want to curl up into a ball, and I don't know why.
There's a vibe.
I'm ready for that. No, you're not ready. I'm not ready. No, get off, please.
Poor Jazz.
That's all right. She's sponsored by Jet
I
too.
know. Yeah.
And that's why I've never flown with them.
Literally, we've just slated every like
I
brand
know,
up.
I know.
And while we're at it, Nestle. Joking. I don't know. Fair play to them. Mate, I honestly, there's a part of me that didn't want this conversation to end. Like, I'm almost like a little bit gutted we've kind of got to this point. But I genuinely love everything that you do. Like, I've wanted to have a laugh on this podcast for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you genuinely like brought the energy. Like, I've almost felt like you've reignited like a bit of a love for the podcast thing again.
Oh, okay, I'm glad.
And I can't thank you enough for being so open, honest, like sharing like your opinions, your expertise now with the whole skincare thing.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm very excited to see where this takes you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me for a waffle.
Thank you for having me for a waffle. And waffles are lush, I think.
Because I'm always eating them.
I'm always eating because I'm bi.